Hi, welcome to this 8th episode of Digging with Deb. There has been so much going on, and I am so sorry that it's taken me this long to get to you, but let me go over some of the stuff. This is probably going to be kind of a long episode. We'll see if that's going to be the way it is, because I have so much to show you and so much to talk to you about. First thing is, one of the reasons that I haven't been with you so much, haven't been with you for over about a month, is that I had a disaster in the garden. Unbeknownst to me, the farmer that is farming the cornfield around us sprayed weed killer, and I didn't know it because I wasn't home. A few days later, I was like, what is wrong with my garden? It looks funny. Here, what happened, it was a windy day, and the weed killer drifted over into my garden, killing some of my plants. Now, the farmer didn't mean it. It just is one of those things that happens. It's one of those things we deal with. But it set me back, and I had to buy a bunch of plants. The farmer was very gracious and repaid me for the purchase of plants that had been lost. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm going to come over here. I had to replace my tomatoes. And they should be farther along than this, but obviously they're not. You can see the flowers that I planted in the corner, they're doing quite well. They weren't affected. I have some parsley here that's not affected, but the tomatoes just were crispy, literally crispy. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you was, can you see there's a little bit of mulch around there? And you see those tomatoes are relatively happy. Now, let me show you the other bed. And see those tomatoes planted exactly the same time, but I didn't have any mulch. Can you notice the difference? They're not as bright green. They look like they're struggling a little bit. So later today, I'm going to go and get some mulch to remedy that. Tomatoes like to have even moisture. If it's up and down, you're going to get tomato rot. However, the tomatoes can get through a dry spell if you have that mulch, and you might have to water them a little bit by hand, but not much, just a little bit, and then you'll get some tomatoes that are just beautiful, and you'll get a nice crop. Now, the next thing is, I know, don't look at the weeds, ignore. Look at how beautiful that bed is. Can you tell those are happy plants? This is kohlrabi right here. And just last night, I picked the first two. I'm going to work on getting some of the chard and using it. So far, the broccoli is not heading out, so I don't have it. The cabbages are looking just happy. And my patapan squash is growing like a weed. And pretty soon, probably in a couple of weeks, we'll have some patapan. Lovely stir fry with onion and garlic. Over here is some parsley, and you can see my flowers. But I wanted to show you, let me see, where did I see it yesterday? There. Can you see the little green pepper? And on this one, can you see the hot pepper? That one's like a salsa. And you can see over there my eggplant. But I have a visitor in my garden. Have no idea what the animal is. I think I know what it is. I'm going to put a trail cam out here and see if I can catch it. And I'll tell you more about it if I do see evidence of this animal that I think I know. It's not moles. It's something else. And here's my cucumbers. I had to replace them. They were just crispy. They died really quick. Anyhow, they're getting ready to start climbing up on the trellis, and we'll have that trellis will be 100% full. Randomly walking around in my garden. My rhubarb, as you can see, a little beat up. We had a windstorm. Also, it's hot. And I'm going to be transplanting some of that. It's getting a little bit crowded in there. So I'm going to transplant about half of those rhubarbs to this bed right here. As you can see, I do have the whirligigs. Animals do not like shiny, they do not like motion, and there's actually a little bit of sound when those things go around too. So this is my bird deterrent. My daughter says it doesn't work for her in West Virginia, but maybe the West Virginia birds are different than Ohio. I don't know. I never have any trouble. Also, I don't have any rabbits for whatever reason. I don't. Anyhow, that's what I wanted to show you. One of the things I wanted to make sure you heard clearly is mulch those tomatoes. You don't have to use wood mulch, but just any old mulch would do, and it's important to keep them moisture, even moisture. Now I wanted to show you something else. Now I'm just going to do this in one take, so we'll just walk slowly over here. And I wanted to show you something. Ignore the walkways. These are going to be mulch eventually, but they're not yet. Right here I wanted to show you. This is a raised bed. Can you see that the wood is nice and new? This one is new. That's a blueberry bush. You can see the blueberry right here. I'm getting blueberries. And the plant is doing just beautifully, and so that's what I'm going to be doing. Now I want to tell you about this raised bed. Again, ignore the weeds. Raised beds, when you do a raised bed, they need to be approximately 8 to 10 inches tall. So get the 8 or 10 inch boards. And this one took 1.5 8-foot boards. It's 2 foot by 4 foot. And so you cut one of the boards in half, and the other board you cut in fourths. And just screw it together, not complicated whatsoever. Make sure you get treated lumber, but food friendly treatment. If you don't know what it is, ask the people in the store. Hopefully they'll know what you're talking about, and they'll be able to assist you. Now, when you get ready, it's real easy to make these. When you get ready to put it in place, put a piece of cardboard underneath it. That will stop any grass. For whatever reason, if you just put this on top of grass and then put dirt on thinking that that's going to be enough, it's not. The grass will grow up through it, and it'll be almost impossible to clean out your bed. So take the time, take the effort, put a piece of cardboard down first to block the sun and block the grass, then fill it with dirt. We just bought an inexpensive topsoil from the local stores. Not particularly good, this batch. Some of them are better than others, but it's okay. My plant will be fine. Notice I also have pine needles. I have a bunch of pine trees. Blueberries need acid soil. One of the ways you get acid soil is to mix the dirt that you have with pine needles. Doesn't take a lot, just some. You can even see the pine cones over here. I just grabbed up several handfuls from underneath my trees and brought them out here. And hopefully that'll be okay. Now, I know I have three raised beds exactly like this one with blueberries. Not any bigger than this one, so I'm just getting started as a blueberry farmer. But listen carefully. Cardboard down on the bottom, then fill it up. Also, this dirt that you see here, it will concentrate, it'll collapse, and pretty soon I'll have to add some more in here to keep it filled up. So make sure you overfill it actually. I should probably made it higher than this one, because I'm going to have to fill this again, put some more dirt in there eventually. But put in more dirt than you think you need. I mean, a lot more dirt than you think you need. And then it'll be fine. My raised beds that I have, every year I have to add several bags of topsoil to keep it topped off. And so keep that in mind. Make a raised bed. They're really easy to clear out and keep clean. Yesterday was a hot day, and I cleaned out in the morning before 10 o'clock. Before 10 o'clock, I cleaned out 5 of my 10 raised beds. This morning, I'm going to do some more. Probably not going to get 5 of them done, but it's not hard, people. Even just by using your bare hands and a few simple tools, you can keep these raised beds clean. Notice how clean this one is. Isn't that beautiful? And you can see my, there's a little tomato there, and you can see the flowers. So I'm going to be getting tomatoes before too long. But those are my second batch of tomatoes, like I said. So, I just wanted to say thank you for listening. I hope you found some information that was interesting to you. And thanks for watching Digging with Deb. We'll see you the next time. Hopefully not quite a month. Hopefully it'll be less. Bye-bye.